Hey Zach, how is it going?
Hello, season's greetings, Alec.
Season's greetings indeed. It is Christmas time, and as a sort of tribute, or in the spirit of the season, we came up with an idea of something. What's one way we can sort of gift something to each other? And Zach came up with this really cool idea. Well, we're always want to watch movies. We always want to try new things, experience new films. And thankfully there's actually a surprising amount that we both haven't seen, but we have come across films that we one of us has seen, the other hasn't. We're kind of been trying to like figure out a good way to kind of go into how do we go into how to share that. So given that this is the season of giving, this is a great way to sort of give new sort of movie watching experiences to the other person. So we each picked two movies, and so we're going to be each in the 4 weeks here of December. Might bleed out probably into January, maybe a little bit. I don't know, but
Maybe not.
maybe not. But we're going to go week by week and review a movie, talk about a movie that one of us has seen and the other hasn't. So
Yeah, and there
I
was
get
no
to, you get
ahead of
to.
time. It was any movie goes basically, as long as it's
Mhm.
easily accessible.
Yeah, so these aren't like holiday classics or something that the other hasn't seen. These are just like, movies that we both have talked about and
So
to each other and both
you had
enjoy.
the free reign, however you want to interpret it. If you wanted to make the other person watch a horrible movie, you could have done that. But
I guess so, yeah. But we didn't I didn't I don't know. In my case, I definitely didn't do
right,
that. I picked movies that I love. So,
yeah,
um
and
so as you
that's
can
yes.
I was going to say, as you can see from the title below, my first pick was The Princess Bride, which I was just astounded that you hadn't seen.
Mm-hmm.
I was hurt. In fact, no, not really, but I did tell my housemates that the kind of the premise of this idea, and they were like, first they misinterpreted and thought that I was saying that I hadn't seen The Princess Bride, and I was like, I quote it all the time, guys. How could I not have seen it? What are you talking about? So then they were like, okay, well, and they were both like happy that I was remedying it for you because they're both fans as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting. It'll be fresh for one person. It'll be revisiting with another person here
yeah,
each week. Um,
that's right.
so the
Because yeah, it
Princess
gives
Bride.
a nice way to revisit it in a different way too. Because it actually hasn't really been that long, and maybe even like 4 or 5 months since I'd seen it. So
Hmm.
it's still relatively fresh for me. But
But is this like a near and dear, like long, like it's long term nostalgic movie for you, or?
this is a child. This is like I probably saw the first time when I was like 8, maybe seven,
Hmm.
7 or 8. I love this movie. Yeah. This is definitely one of those things that watched growing up, and it's very funny. I've long enjoyed the movie, and it's very sweet. It has a really nice like kind of it is a charming film for sure,
Mm.
to say the least. So yeah,
It was,
I have liked this movie for a very long time.
it's interesting just because the movie we have next week is one that like I saw for the first time last year. So it's not like a. So we got two different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Well, both movies that I picked are fairly new to me, honestly, but
Hmm.
uh, it'll be interesting. Princess Bride, going into it, I didn't actually know much about it at all. I only just knew of it by name, and then it's got a big following.
Hmm.
Um, and I might have seen like GIF or something here or there. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
definitely recognized some of the characters just from seeing them, but I didn't know. Like nothing came to mind when I thought of Princess Bride. And
Now
I
you know the
I
context.
thought I heard of like it might be some sort of comedy thing, but I didn't know
Hmm.
like how extreme it was. Like
Yeah.
when it started, I'm like, okay, is this like straight up Monty Python style or what? I didn't know what to expect.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely great. It's definitely
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It's well, I'm glad to hear you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely
Um,
enjoyed it. I wouldn't say like for how much people talk about it, I'm not like blown away by it.
yeah.
But I don't know if it's because I'm so late in the game or what. But
Yeah.
some of the
Yeah, I don't
things probably didn't land as much as they they could have. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if it's like one of those like Christian kid things, maybe like like
Just
it's one of those
Christian
movies that
things.
yeah, it kind of comes across to me like that a little bit because like
What?
basically every like church kid I know,
Really?
at least grown up with that has seen the movie. Yeah, it's very popular for whatever reason among
Hmm.
it. And like and there's swearing and there's like allusions to sex and stuff in it, but like it's in an innocent sort of way that I think it's more acceptable. Plus, I mean, like my parents said that they went to this on a date night when it came out in like '87 or
Hmm.
whenever it was first in theaters. So like I think a lot of people just saw it, and because of how fun and funny they found it, they've just like let's show the kids. It's not that bad of a movie.
I feel
It's
like
got everything. It's got
it melds
fighting,
it meshes a lot of
love.
genres together. Yeah,
It is,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I thought for sure, like in the beginning, that it was not supposed to, like none of it was supposed to be taken seriously, because like the way they introduced that relationship was like, what did they say? As you wished.
Yeah,
They
as you
just said
wish.
as you
Yeah,
wished everything. I was like, oh,
yeah.
so I don't know if
It's
it's
this. It's just a yeah. So it's yeah. I mean, it is very tongue in cheek, obviously. But there's the element. There's like a through line of like some semblance of kind of a hokey, but a heartfelt sort of story.
right, because then
Because
just wild stuff does happen. So it's like,
oh yeah,
but it's like that's the fantasy element at the same time, I guess.
yeah.
Where like climbing that climbing that rope.
Climbing the rope, yeah, on the cliffs of
He
insanity,
was
yeah,
going so
uh,
quick, dude.
yeah.
He had like two people on him, and he was flying up that thing. And then this guy was I don't even know. I'm not good with any of the names. So
Okay, so Wesley. So that's actually
Wesley,
not
yeah,
Wesley, but Westley. It's with a T.
yeah,
So Wesley and Buttercup,
and Buttercup,
and you
yeah,
think so? Yeah. So we're gonna go full spoilers. If you haven't,
Cumberbund. What?
we're gonna. I'm gonna say we're just gonna go full spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, please, for the love of God, go watch the movie. It's on Disney Plus. It's probably on Netflix too. I don't know.
It's
Um,
on Disney. It's not on Netflix.
it's
I
not. So it's
forgot where it was, so I went to
It
Netflix
was
first, and it
it
wasn't
was
there.
Disney Plus. Just go watch it. I mean, and then come back. If you haven't seen it by now, I don't know why you clicked on this video. But anyway,
Well, I'm here.
um,
I'm here.
yeah,
I didn't
you're
see
here.
it by
You
now.
are
That's the
here.
whole point.
You are. It's very
So
true.
we're gonna say this each week. I don't know how you haven't seen this by
I
now.
don't know
You know.
what is wrong with you, you monster. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So Wesley and Buttercup, and you think Wesley dies at the beginning of the film,
Right.
and so Prince Humperdinck chooses the fairest woman, or the woman he wants the most in the whole country. And he chooses Buttercup. Uh, so then you have Vizzini, who is played by Wallace Shawn, who you may recognize as Rex from Toy Story. That voice.
Mm-hmm.
He's just been a character actor for forever. Um, then you have Fezzik, his giant, played by Andre the Giant of wrestling
Right.
fame. And then Inigo Montoya, whose name you hear many times. um,
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya.
yeah, you killed my father.
Not prepared to die.
To die. Yeah. So they kidnap Buttercup because you find out later, they've been hired by Humperdinck actually to start a war between their country and Florin, and I don't remember. There's Florin, and I don't remember the other country's name is, but whatever. They're trying to start a war. Humperdinck is. That's basically just kind of cursory. That's just sort of like background stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just to let you know that Prince Humperdinck is a kind of a monster. But anyways, so they then get chased by what you believe is the Dread Pirate Roberts, but who's actually Wesley in disguise, as you come to find out later.
When they tumble down the hill.
You wish. And then she
just like
she just followed them the same way. this movie just makes me crack up. There's so many great lines in this film. I've always loved "Life is pain, Highness." Anyone who says differently is selling something.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're inconceivable. Uh,
Inconceivable.
and it's like in the meantime, yeah, yeah. In the meantime, sleep well and dream of large women.
Mm-hmm.
um, so yeah, so Wesley rescues Buttercup from the hands of the villains, who you've learned Fezzik and Inigo are not as villainous. They both have they're
Mm-hmm.
very upstanding. They're very conflicted, and they're kind of kindly souls. But he kills Vizzini because
You just kill that guy,
yeah, he just kill that guy because he is yeah. I
I
just
love that
every
whole the whole scene. It shows how stupid those mind game things are. It's like, oh, well,
yeah
you would have thought that I would think that.
yeah
So reverse psychology, and then at
yeah.
that point, it's just a crapshoot anyway.
You
Yeah.
bested my Spaniard. So you know that man is by studying you've learned that man is mortal, so you want to put the poison as far away from you as possible, which means I can clearly not choose a goblet in front of me. Yeah, it's so
But
great.
you would know that I knew
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And then at the end, it's just there was poison in both of them.
Yep. I've spent the last 7 years building up immunity to iocane. It's so great.
And the whole fencing sword fight
Yeah,
scene
I'm
too.
not left-handed. Yeah.
Well, you know,
Um,
I'm also not left-handed.
yeah. um, okay. So, what do you think about the music? By the way,
It's
this is
good,
this.
yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts because it's so like hammy and over the top that it fits
Yeah, and they do a lot
absolutely
of
perfectly.
cues with it,
Yeah.
that emphasize with the music.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always really liked the music in this, just because to me, it just adds to the humor of it. Because I think as I've watched the film, I've kind of grown to appreciate of how, because you look at movies that were coming out of this period of time. Um, there's a lot of flat lighting, even lighting, um, cheap sets. The matte paintings aren't always as great. Some of them are really good. There's a couple that are like, ooh, like I was watching it recently. I was like, ooh, those matte paintings are a little dicey. But that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be this kid's imagination of his grandfather telling the story,
Hmm.
and that to me, like, it adds that dimension of like, this is just exactly how a kid would imagine a story being told, like in this exact way, pretty much.
I
So
do
it's
like
like you don't.
that. Yeah, I do
Hmm?
like that. I do like that framework for it.
Yeah,
It was good.
yeah. Um, so something you might not know, and people who are actually fans of the film might not know this, but this film was developed in conjunction with the book that it's based on.
Hmm.
So Rob Reiner and William Goldman, uh, who both Rob Reiner directed, and I think it was developed with Rob Reiner, like the screenplay. It was just based on a book which came out, The Princess Bride, and the way the book is written. I haven't read the whole thing. I will say, but the way the book is written is kind of it's like William Goldman supposedly found a script by S. Morgenstern for a book. So it's like his commentary about this book that he found, and it's him describing the book, basically. So that's
Mhm.
sort of like the meta framework of the book itself. So there's a lot of like fourth wall breaking in that in and of itself. This, of course, uses the framework of grandfather telling it to his ill grandson, um, and I mean, I think it just works. It just works so well. You keep cutting to little Fred Savage complaining about events of the book not going the way he
Yeah.
wants them to. Is this a kissing book?
Yeah,
And so, yeah.
it's good.
Um,
Also, was very disturbed by the rodent of unusual size. It's very, very disturbing to me.
Rodents of unusual
Terrifying.
size? I don't think they exist.
I thought when they presented him like that, I thought they were just he was just gonna walk on, and then
Yeah,
like
and it was
the
just like,
thing just
okay,
wouldn't
there's
do
just a
anything.
weird little creature in that. Nope, nope. They
Yeah,
yeah, my mom's never been keen on that scene,
it's
because
terrifying.
it's like they're gross, and yeah,
The eel is pretty terrifying too, honestly.
those are the shrieking eels. The grandpa, you already read that part. That's I love that coming out of his mouth. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, there's so many like fun little editing things like that. It's just it's such an enjoyable little movie. Um,
Hmm.
I think the thing that I remember got most people every time I watched it is either the priest Malrich, played by a Monty Python vet.
Right.
so
Okay.
so that was your Monty Python sort of connection there, um, and or the albino. Um,
What about the albino?
it's like
Oh, when they
a
change,
bit
they
of
just
this. Don't even think. Don't even think about trying to escape.
yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah.
it always cracked me up when I was
I do like
little.
the old what's his name? The old couple, Miracle Max.
Oh, Miracle Max. Oh, yeah. So Billy Crystal is in
Yeah,
this film. Yeah, Miracle Max and I don't remember what her name is.
Valerie.
Valerie. Yeah, Valerie. I'm not a witch. I'm your wife. Oh
That was
yeah, it's
good.
just yeah. I will say this. Although I really like the instrumental version of it, the credit song, the pop song, is just terrible. It is is
Honestly,
just a. Did you? I don't know if you watched through the
I didn't.
credits.
I watched through like the beginning. I didn't pay much attention to the music though. So
It's something like love is like a storybook story. It's like real and real. It's real and real, and it's like what? Stop! It's like almost no thought was put into the lyrics. It's
like
really
that.
bad, but
Yeah.
it's like yeah, I like that. But yeah, oh man, there's just like yeah, there's a lot of great classic amusing scenes. But I think that like the sort of like more serious dramatic moments all work pretty well too, even though there's always still that element of humor behind a lot of them. Um, you have Inigo, taking revenge for his father's life against Rugen,
Hmm.
the six-fingered man. Actually, I was right.
I feel like
Six fingers, I was right.
I could almost never take it fully seriously because I was
Hmm.
expecting it to become a joke. There's always that undertone of
About how he kept saying, "Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed
yeah.
my father. Prepare to die." Stop saying that. No, all of the. So I back a few years ago now. I was at Rhode Island Comic Con, and um, Chris Sarandon and Wallace Shawn did a panel, and I mean, the Princess Bride is always like a pretty decent like. I would say if people are doing a panel based on that, it's going to draw some crowds. I'm not going to say it's like the most attended thing ever because it's probably not going to be, but it's definitely going to draw big fans, obviously. And
Hmm.
it's always fun to hear the cast sort of tell stories about how it was like filming and how just how like well they all got along. The stories about Andre the Giant are just really great too, because he was just such a sweet person, and he could also apparently down beer like nobody's business.
Hmm.
Because I mean, he's a giant, but like you see some pictures of him where he's holding like like a 12-ounce can, and it's like tiny in his in his hand. It's like yeah, he could put him away.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's always been like one of those things that's always very close, very a lot of sweet moments. I've always liked the ending a lot too. It's a nice little thing, little reference. As You Wish coming back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that Andre the Giant was in this at
Hmm.
all until I saw it. I didn't know that the Buttercup, the actress, was Jenny in Forrest Gump. I didn't know that until the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Was it Robin Wright? Right. Correct.
Yeah.
And she was also in another extremely popular online streaming show that kind of lost a lot of faith due to its chief actor being turning out to be kind of a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she was the wife in why can't I remember the name of it? She was in House of Cards. There we
Oh,
go.
oh, House of
Yeah.
Cards.
Yeah.
Yes.
House of Cards, yeah. So, which nobody really talks very much about anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which I mean, I never really saw very much of it. But based on what everyone said before, all the stuff about what's his name they're getting. I'm blanking on names. I was doing this
Are you spacing out on it?
spacing out on Kevin Spacey. Yes. Um, yeah, I mean, I heard it was like really good stuff about it. So,
Mm-hmm.
funnily enough, I've seen more of the British show that is based on than I have seen of the actual like Netflix version of it. So, which is very good. Also, it's just about the Houses of Parliament. So,
Interesting.
um, but yeah, I don't know. Any other notes or thoughts? I had something else I was gonna bring up, but I can't remember off the top of my head, so I
Oh,
won't
there's
say
gonna be
it yet.
regrets. There's gonna be regrets on this season of Joy.
I sure hope not. I don't want there to
You're gonna be like,
be any regrets.
the Princess Bride review forgot to mention this crucial detail.
It's crucial
I
detail.
didn't take as many, like I barely took any notes. Usually I try to
Yeah.
take notes. So,
I mean, maybe that's a good sign. You were enjoying yourself. So that's good, right?
right,
Right.
right. I will say it's not gonna be one of my favorite movies ever. I know it's one of your favorite movies ever.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a hefty amount of nostalgia there.
That's
But I
that's the thing in the season of giving. There's gonna be
yeah,
some
hefty.
nostalgia and
Yeah.
some bias coming in.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, it'll come to me soon.
Next year when we review
Oh,
High School Musical.
I remember now. One of the things that like I kind of had to. I don't how to say I had to, but like I always seem to be the only person whenever I'm watching this with like a group of people, I seem to be like one of the only people that notices how funny this is.
Mm-hmm.
And then until people realize I'm laughing and they're like, "Oh yeah, that is kind of," and I pointed out like it's the so it's in like the dream sequence that you don't know is a dream sequence until the end, but it's when Humperdinck is like, "My father's final words were, 'Love her as I loved her, and there will be joy.'"
Yeah,
And
I
that
just thought it
always
was strange
cracks.
at the time.
Yeah, that
I thought it
always
was just strange wording.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of the weirdest things you could ever say is like your final words. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
saying that about his new bride, which is weird.
Mhm.
But it's just like there will be joy. It's like
Yeah,
generally there will be joy.
I do like when she was telling him that I'm gonna commit suicide.
Oh yeah. Won't that be nice?
She gave me a kiss.
She
She
kissed
kissed
me.
me. Yeah.
uh, oh yeah, it's just uh, a sweet nostalgic film. If you, it's light. It's very easy to. It's not like a heavy hefty movie. It's just a fun light movie to put on if you want
Hmm.
some good laughs, some charming
Hmm.
acting. Um,
Not the most complex of characters.
no, and it
Wesley,
doesn't. Yeah, Wesley's not a complex character. No, no one's really a complex character, but that's not really the
Buttercup.
point. That's not really the point.
Yeah,
So
like there's not much of an arc there, right? It's like Buttercup Loved Wesley in the beginning. Love
Love
Wesley at the
Wesley.
end.
Yeah. I guess the only well, she gave up on love, but then she'll never doubt again. But that happened like a third of the way through the movie, so
So
that was her
I'll never
character
love
arc.
again. Yeah.
Um, well, that happened like probably 5 minutes into the
So
movie.
dramatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so dramatic. I was just like, "Oh, honey, get over yourself." Like,
They never actually spoke to each other all that time. He would just say, "As you wish,"
I mean, that's all you get. I mean, you just got the little
and
bits
she
of it.
knew that that meant "I love you."
But yeah, well, yeah. Fetch me that picture, and then it's like cut to the one that's like literally right above her head.
As you
It's just
wish.
it's great. That to me is like the first moment that it's like, okay, this movie's funny. Like this movie's not taking it seriously. And then of course the hold it, Grandpa.
Yeah. All right. So,
I want to know what game he's playing at the beginning though. I've never looked
right.
that up.
I wasn't expecting that, especially
Just to start
when
out the
I
with a
knew
video
like
game.
the Princess Bride was going to be some sort of fantasy based thing. So, oh, we're just in normal 80s right now.
Mm-hmm. Just the normal 80s, yeah.
This isn't the 80s I was expecting. All right. So, what would we review? What score would we give Princess Bride? Hmm?
This is really hard for me to like
I'll
actually.
give mine first, right?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I
Please do.
mean, we know yours is going to be high, so either
It
way, I
is,
guess.
yeah.
But I will give it 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's, I mean, I definitely appreciate it. Great, some great moments. Great
I mean, you'd
fun.
watch it again.
I would watch it again.
Yeah.
I appreciate the filmmaking and the storytelling. I appreciate a lot of that too.
Mm.
Different character moments, but I don't think it's. I feel like I had bigger expectations than what it like. I don't know. Just I've heard so much about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those ones that maybe people's over it's people kind of I think people do tend to overhype it a little bit because it's like it's not that amazing, It's just it's a sweet film that happens to have elements of everything. It's got swords, sword fighting, monsters, magic, yeah, true love, miracles. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
guess it could be good. uh,
So
yeah, I
what
mean,
would
it's
you
got
give it?
like all these things. I give it a 9.
Nine.
I love this movie. I've always found it. Um, I think one of the things that I find so refreshing and approachable about it is that like the jokes land even when you're a kid. It's still very funny. There's nothing that's like,
I can't vouch for that.
yeah, well, I can because I watched it when I was a kid, but it is a very family friendly movie. And it, but it's still it doesn't feel like dumbed down, if that makes any sense. Yeah, saying family friendly can kind of sometimes sort of give the sort of like, especially if it's live action, it can kind of give
Mhm.
like a weird sort of like, oh, is it really that good then, or is it kind of like
I think
lame?
different ages will
But
appreciate different things about it.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great movie for like a gathering. So if like a lot of people are together, you like can't really
And we
figure out.
highly encourage you all to get big gatherings together. Watch it right now.
Maybe not right now, but no, it is a really good movie for when we're able to do that again. For family gatherings and things like that. So it's I've always found it to be a crowd pleaser. So
Hmm.
I've every watch party I've ever had with this film, and plenty throughout high school and college. People are always, even people who haven't seen it before, they always come out like, I like that movie. It's fun. Yeah. So
Hmm. So, what other video of ours would you recommend viewers watch if they just watch this one?
you should go check out our review of. What have we done that's family friendly? You should go watch a review of Doolittle.
Doolittle. Okay.
Doolittle. Go check out a review of Doolittle. It's another family friendly film, and I mean
Also,
that in a not positive
also
way.
has a big cult following.
Also,
Big
does
panel turnouts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure everyone, Robert Downey Jr. at a panel would be, everyone would
Do a
just be
little
like, "Why
Robert
did you
Downey
make this
Jr. and all
film?"
those big names that voiced all these characters will be there. Yeah.
I don't
Like
even remember
freaking what was like
who's
Miley
in that
Cyrus. I
movie.
don't know, someone weird. Selena Gomez or someone was in there.
Oh yeah, something that sounds familiar.
They'd be
Wasn't
there.
like Drake in it too or
So,
something?
yeah, they'll talk about how much
I
they
don't
love
know.
their character. That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, next week, Hateful Eight. All right, we're
Not
gonna
family friendly. Not a family friendly movie. It's Tarantino. Who I
we're
love
gonna.
Tarantino.
So if you
So
haven't watched it, watch it now. It's only a brief 3 hour time sink
is that the
through the week.
extended cut of it?
Do we want to watch the extended
That?
one?
Yeah, the extended one's like bordering 4 hours, isn't it?
No. We don't have to. The
Um.
extended one, they made like a series version of it. I think like there's like
Oh,
multiple
really?
episodes that it was like stretched
Oh,
out
they did it
into.
episodically. Okay.
Yeah, so I think we'll just do the regular
Okay.
one
Okay. That's
because
fine.
that's
If
already
I
like
really like it, then I
three
would.
and a half hours or something right there.
Yeah, if it's something that I really enjoy, that would be something that I would
Hmm.
probably go and watch. I am a big Tarantino fan, but his most recent films I haven't seen. I haven't seen anything after Django, so I didn't see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood either. So
I haven't seen that one. This one is one that's not nostalgic to me. I've only
yeah,
seen it once, like last year or the year
yeah,
before. So it'll be a chance for me to actually look at it more in depth and
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. It was a movie that I yeah. Well, we'll go into it, I guess, in the next episode. But
all right, so
alrighty,
thank you for watching. Subscribe
yeah,
to the channel, subscribe to the podcast feed, like the video, leave a comment, hit the notification bell, and follow us on Twitter at Tarqaron, TWO.
yeah.
All right.
As you
As you
wish.
wish. Yeah. Yeah.